Hi, I'm Dalton Cloud. Today I'm representing CloudCo and CloudCo Electric, but I sat down and they told me to explain why am I an entrepreneur, and I hadn't really thought about it in a long time, so I built a presentation to kind of take you on the journey of actually my version of how I got here. So, ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
It actually started with this house here. This was Albany House. A lot of people know it here in Ponca City. It's the Go Cats house. I bought this house when I was just 19 years old, and my journey started at, I actually didn't know what I was doing in life yet. I was 19. I was going to NOC, and I just knew that buying a house would be a good start for me to not only have a place for myself, but have a income producing asset. So this property had two houses. You had Fifth Street and you had Albany. And this was the big start for me because I was really excited to own something. And also, this house presented a lot of problems. So, especially from the man I bought it from. But we'll get to that. So I bought the house and I was just really excited about owning a house, and everything that was a problem was actually an opportunity. And I was just super excited to tackle each problem as I came along. So that was kind of the starting journey, not only of becoming an entrepreneur and owning, my first house and income property, but my construction journey. Next, we get to the man that sold me that house and caused all my problems. His name's Steve Bond. I went to work with Steve Bond when I was 13 years old on his property here. After many years, he was ready to build a custom home on his property, and I was just kind of doing some handwork with him, just work in the field or whatever. And then we started building this home. So, but this is really my first big introduction into construction. It got me super excited about larger facets of construction, and I got to be heavily involved in all portions of the whole process. So that was going on, and in 2016, I bought my second home. It was right next to Cat here.
Has it been 10 freaking years?
It's been 10 years.
Good Lord.
My second home, I was very excited to purchase. It also had a garage apartment that, in this picture, looks a lot better than it did when I bought it.
Yeah.
Kat was very excited when I bought the property. and then again, I got into this same home, same style deal. I was living in it, and I was excited to discover what was wrong with it and how I could fix it up and work on the issues, myself. Part of being a landlord in the local area is we get to deal with renters.
That was the year of the cockroaches.
Yes, it was the year of the cockroaches. And luckily it wasn't at Kat's house. But
well, they had to migrate somewhere.
My other property, basically I had the garage apartment, I had Albany house and the other garage apartment, and all three properties started kind of falling apart at the same time. I, at the time, was still making $10 an hour, and I owned two houses, and I was already working pretty dang hard to make it all work. And this just did not sit well with me. I was, kind of looking down the wrong barrel of being an entrepreneur, right? This isn't no longer fun. People, all this hard work, I had lived in these houses, I had fixed them up, and then people just go in behind me and was tearing them up, right? So I started looking around, and I'm like, I'm going to probably just sell these houses. I'm getting a little burnt out, feeling tired. And I'm looking online to find properties that are like mine, because I was on, list them myself, don't need no realtors. And I found this property online, and I'm like, hey, I love the river. Why is this for sale? So I, kind of take a break from all the problems I was having. I go out to view this property. This is the property when I purchased it in 2017. It's my little truck and my dad's mower, and actually the gates were open. Somebody had cut them open during the time we were closing. So the gates were open, we just get in there, and there's not really a road, and I start mowing my way in there, and I'm so excited because now I bought some land, and it revolved around the river, which is, if I don't work, I'm on the river, most people know that. And so this kind of gave me a light at the end of the tunnel while I'm figuring out the houses and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, when I was viewing the property, he said river's over there. So this place had a mile long of river frontage, and this was the only view to the river at the time when I bought the property. Also on the property, there was this old barn, which is now where we reside, but I just kind of wanted to point out some of the early beginnings of some of the other projects I've been involved with. In the meantime, I was still building, had post-frame projects going on. We were building on the land, I was doing projects. This one's still actually out of sleeves. And I'm always building, I'm always working on projects. And then in 2018, I go to work for HRI the first time. At the time, they were doing remodeling and plumbing. And this is actually the inside of Terry Evans' house. I was super excited to go and work with them because I was starting to develop the idea of building my own home, and I needed to learn a little bit more on the fine detail side of construction and get inspired, like in Terry's house here that's very nice. I end up doing the same style railings in my home, years down the line. So went to work for HRI, and then, but in early 2019, I'm skipping around. So we're working on the house also in 2018. This is the inside of that barn, and this is where I now live. It had a loft in it. They actually used to pull train cars in here. There's railroad tracks in the concrete, and you can see in the picture here bullet holes everywhere. I mean, this thing was in rough shape, but I loved it, and I was ready to turn it into something much nicer. So we started working on the house. At the time, we lived in this nice fifth wheel, and I say we, me and my wife Andrea. Thank God she's my wife, and that's why I included this picture, because apparently bathrooms are essential. We lived in the camper from May to December, and like literally right at the end of December, when she had her last midnight walk out to the porta potty I so graciously furnished for her, it was time to get a bathroom going. So the bathroom was the first thing I got done in the house. You had this empty shell of a house, just all construction but a bathroom. So, I had that going. But in 2019, I went to work for CWE Electrical, and I got my apprentice card. So this is really starting to take shape. I was in construction. I was doing all types of construction projects. But I was really interested in doing a trade. So I went to work for Jeremy Runnels. Going to work for Jeremy Runnels, I kept building. So, but I loved it. And so in his own shop, we ended up building kind of like a man cave and some living quarters. We built another post frame building that he was doing show pigs out of, and then I was doing electrical work also full time. 2020, the barndominium started to take shape. The land started to look a little better. On the barn here, we had attempted to coat the barn with a silver seal, and I did that whole thing with paint roller and paint brushes on a ladder, and it didn't work out. So we ended up we ended up having to we re-roofed it ourselves. I believe that's in another picture. Sometime in there, I also bought another house. It was a journey for myself just to put this together because I didn't realize how much I was doing, and I can't believe my wife
Is still your wife?
is still my wife. So bought another house. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm an electrician. I'm building a house. I'm doing this. We can handle another house. We'll be all right. And so I bought this house. I don't have a whole lot on the house because, as you can imagine, I did not have time to buy another house. And we fixed it up so far and sold it, and you know, did okay on that. But we never rented this one out. This is the property coming together. This is the same entrance that I showed earlier, where the gates were pushed in. We had built a new overhead gate, built some gates. This is the house with the river backdrop. That, you know, river was over there. There was trees. I had to cut them all down by hand. It was a lot of work. The roof here, we ended up re-roofing the whole barn. Me and another individual on the 2 ladders for a couple of weekends. It was great. And so just always working in the house. Here's some of the inside pictures of the house, just really coming along. We're still in 2020 here. You can click through just a few of these. More and more post-frame projects going on. And then in early 2021, I saw this building here on the south end of town, and you know, it's maybe 7 minutes, 5 minutes from my house. And I live outside of town, but it's right inside town on South Pond. It's 3,000 square feet, and I'm like, I love it. It's great. You know, I think this could have potential. At the time, I had bought the building in high hopes and visions that myself and my dad could start an electrical and HVAC company. So I just bought the building and, you know, just kind of penciling it away. But unfortunately, my dad passes in 2021. This is a great early picture of the house and the trees and everything, and we're just out there unknowingly covered in poison ivy in this picture. Both of us got it bad, but we're out there just trimming and having fun and hanging out on the property. He loved to fish and hang out. So, but my dad passes, and that kind of shifts my focus a little bit naturally, because you know, I have this great vision of, like, you know, family business, you know, and I'm like, you know, what's going to go on now? But in 2021, I still established CloudCo as the official LLC, because CloudCo was still the dream. I'm winding myself. This is a picture of August 2021. We got power further on down the land, and I had a bigger vision for the south end of my property to possibly house an RV park. So it was very important that we got power down there as the first step. In March of 22, I went back to work for HRI. Jeremy had shut his company down during COVID. I had jumped to another electrical company that was sending me off to Amarillo. I was getting a little tired, you know, a little burnout on not being home, and we had a small child at home. So HRI was, you know, doing a lot of things, and I called them up, and, you know, with my diverse construction background, I came in and started doing sales for them, selling the buildings and roofs, and really anything that would get thrown on my desk, which is a lot of stuff. So the RV park starts to take shape. We start clearing the land. You can see down here the house, the old power plant that we try to ignore, and then the rest of the property. So the RV park was a project of my own. I hired out some of the dozer work, but I dug the trench, we started building the building, and I put in all the utilities, electric, water, sewer, and it was hot. It was hot, so I had a little tent out there, and nights and weekends, of course, because I'm already working 40, 50 hours a week, I'd go out there and I'd keep working on the RV park. We're putting it together, drawing lines, trying to make sure things are going to fit, going to take shape. And hardships were had. So, you know, they talk about the hardships along the way. This is a nail in my hand. I just wanted you guys to feel the same pain I did. And this is, you can see the guy running. This is, I had a company deliver the septic tanks and we were setting them. But his truck broke and the septic tank slid all the way to the end of the truck and his hydraulics went out. And it was slowly tipping to all go in a big hole that could have swallowed his truck because there was 3 tanks going in it. So luckily, you know, he was acting fast, you know, things were going on, and we were able to drop it and drop the truck and get rid of it. But lessons have been learned, right? Ark River was born in 2023. Ark River is the RV park. And then also in early 2023, something that's very important to me, I ended up going with a privately funded group. This is not a missionary type deal. This is some individuals that I work with down in South Texas. They own a large construction company down there, and their goal is to give back. So they had a private mission to go to Honduras and provide for the extreme poor and build their own village. So I was able to go with them in early 2023 and see the people and build a few of the homes and really get a taste of greater purpose beyond, you know, CloudCo and the construction of day-to-day. This is a few more Honduras pictures. I think I flipped the page. Okay. So the RV park was full in August of 2023. In 2024, we started finishing projects. That's the RV park clubhouse, and this is our home, fully finished. We went back to Honduras. That's where I got confused. We went back early last year, and we started breaking ground on the village that they were going to privately fund and wreck from the ground up. In early last year, we started remodeling Pine. We knocked out where there was a window, cut the curve, and put in a door, and we started painting the building. And then I bought another house. This house is important to me because it's my grandparents' house. It's my dad's parents' house. They decided they were going to move to town, and that's all they decided. So they picked out a house, and then they had told me they picked out a house, and I'm like, what are you going to do with your other house? And so through an agreement and how we all came together, I bought this house, and they could move to town. And I've been working on this house since I bought it, and we're remodeling it right now. And I'm not real sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's been another fun side project. And then CloudCo Electric was started at the late of last year. I left HRI and got my contractor's license, and CloudCo Electric is basically a brother company to CloudCo. CloudCo was the original idea, but then CloudCo Electric kind of was furnished. So the logo kind of reflected, you know, adding the electrical to it, but it's very They work hand in hand. And then this is Pine fully remodeled from the picture you saw originally. And we originally were remodeling it just because it was sitting there and I was going to lease it out. Turns out I needed to use it for myself. So we got a sign on it and we are there now. And CloudCo Electric's running green. All right. Any questions?
Over here.
Tell us about your RV park and all the amenities that you have out there. Because I saw some buildings in your pictures, so it's not just a pad. Don't put that
Right, yeah, so the RV park is a full contractor amenity park. We got 20 spaces, each spot has water, sewer, and electric. And then I got a full facility building that houses laundry, bathrooms, showers, a kitchenette, a rec room. There's kind of like the porch and the grills all hanging out, looking over the river.
What are some projects you've done recently with CloudCo Electric?
Oh man.
A lot.
Yeah, we've been running pretty hard on that. We got 2 new houses going right now. I got 3 or 4 scheduled to wire, and we're doing service calls, we're doing lighting. I mean, every day is just another call. It's just more new fun stuff.
Dalton, what's kind of like your service area and how far away from Ponca you go?
Really about an hour. Stillwater, maybe Enid a little bit, but staying here, local. There's plenty of work to do here, and I like serving you guys.
What's been your biggest challenge being an entrepreneur?
I'd say throughout the years, really, probably proper help. Just getting help. The things that I've decided to contract out don't always go great, so then I pull back and end up doing stuff myself, which has been fun because I've learned a lot. But really, just getting enough help.
What's next?
What's next? Well, really, CloudCo Electric is the focus right now. I'd like to see CloudCo Electric get bigger in the local area. Ponca City is kind of lacking a name household electrician right now as far as new. A lot of the household electricians are retiring. And so I'd like to see CloudCo Electric kind of fill some of those roles for people just to be able to rely on the call. I get a lot of people that call me and say, "Oh, you answered the phone." And so that just tells me that some of these other companies aren't really, accompanying to customer service and stuff like that.
Are you in the commercial field as far as next one? Are you doing large commercial?
Not yet. Yeah, we have some maintenance stuff we're doing, but I'm looking at manpower to be able to start bidding on commercial.
So what can we do to support you and CloudCo?
Really, just now that you know what CloudCo is, just share, my name, share my number, and really, I'd say if you know any electricians that are looking for a career change, or people that are interested in getting in the field, have them call me, and we can build this thing together. Any more questions?
This isn't a question of kind of supporting him. We're leadership together, and I called Dalton. We just moved to town about 6 months ago, and was noticing we've had some trouble. We had long story short, we had an inspection done on our house prior to getting it, and there were some electrical issues. Electrician that the previous owner had said everything was fixed. I noticed we had some flickering going on, so I asked Dalton to come out. He came out Friday and found a deal that could have caused a house fire in our deal that was not fixed by the previous electrician. And he stayed there, made sure there were parts and stuff. He had to sit down, he took the time to really do it right. And if I could ever get a glowing recommendation for something, that would be it.
Thank you. Yeah. The last thing we needed is a fire at the fire chief's house.
That's bad.
All right, well, I would like to, if there, oh, more questions, keep
So,
going.
just one thing. So you were actively looking for employees. How many? Like, how many electricians would you need today?
Right now, we could put together a whole nother team as far as a journeyman and an apprentice combo. I might be able to use a few more apprentices based on upcoming workload. Yep.
Any other questions?
I got a comment. I'm a little biased. Dalton's my nephew. And I'm gonna tell you, obviously I've known him since he's a baby. I've always seen the desire to do good in him. Throughout the years, you're not obliged to get people to work as hard as he does. So I have all the faith that this company's gonna be successful. He's working on it. I have all the faith that he's gonna take care of it. You can't take care of it, you don't figure it out. So my 2 cents, being worked on.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Anyone else? All right, I want to thank you. Oh, sorry, there's still more. Keep going.
Are you in the market for any houses?
Yeah, not right now.
Who wants to stay married for
Yeah.
Do you still have your original houses, or did you sell them?
Yeah, I left that out, but I did sell them when I moved out and started on our personal home project. But we sold everything to kind of get focused, and of course bought more. So.
Well, I want to thank Dalton for being here today and sharing his story, and the support of the community is evident in the group that assembled here today. So,
Thank you.
Congratulations, and your energy is inspiring.
All right.